Hey everybody, we're continuing on in Gaius Mucius' speech. We'll just hop right into it. Nec unus en te ego hos animos gessi. It's rare that we've gotten the first person pronoun here, and we actually have a second person accusative pronoun here. We got a lot going on. This is going to be fun. So nec, again, as always, this just means and not. Unus, so from unus, una, unum. This just means one or alone. And of course we also have solus to kind of mean alone, but we've got this idea that there's singularity here, just one. You've all played the game Uno. When you only have one card left, you need to say unus. So we're saying not one, a masculine singular nominative one, in te. So this is accusative. This literally means motion toward, right? Toward you. And this means kind of against you. This is a, I guess, antagonistic relationship. So against you, toward you, ego. So this is going to be our subject. And then we have unus right here. So we already know that that's also the subject. I one, I alone. Not I alone, against you. Hos, animos. So that's clearly accusative. It's going to be our direct object. These, courages, these spirits, we'd probably want to translate this singularly, this kind of feeling, this spirit. Gessi, well, what's this coming from? From gero. We see sometimes bellum gero, to wage war. So this is the perfect form of that gessi. So this is, sometimes this is carry, bear. So we might call these feelings, these animos. So it was a feeling of courage. So maybe these courageous feelings, not alone do I, against you, carry these sorts of feelings. These proud, willingness to die in order to kill you feelings. So that's what this first little bit means. Let's continue on here. Longus post me ordo est idem petentium decus. So longus, so again, masculine, singular, nominative. So again, it could be saying I'm long, Gaius Mucius, but we'll need to know more. Post, nice preposition, so it's going to take an accusative. That's what we have right there. After me, ordo. So you look this up in the dictionary, see it's ordo, ordinus, masculine. So masculine third declension noun. That's going to work well with ordo. Ordo is going to work well with longus. This together is our subject. And what does ordo mean? Well, we get ordinal numbers. We get the word order from this. It's kind of the line. It's the queue. It's the list. It's the arrangement of people. So it's a long line after me. It is. Or may we read this now as existential. Well, no, we could do it two ways. The line is long, or there is, which would be this kind of existential use of the verb some essay. There is a long line after me. Idem. So this is short, and this is the neuter accusative pronoun, singular. The same. So the same thing. Long after me, and that's not a time thing. Long, the line is long after me. Of those, potentium, because this is from peto, petere, to seek. So then we have petains, potentis. This is a seeker. It could be masculine, it could be feminine, whatever. This is one of our active participles. Let me write more legible. You almost hate me for this. My little tablet is not the best for this application, I realize. So petains, potentis, the seeker. So this is of the seekers. And what are they seeking? Well, they're seeking this direct object. This is an active verb, or active participle, and it takes a direct object. So this thing. And then what is that thing? It's equal to a decus, a kind of honor, a glory. So I'm not alone in being willing to die to kill you. There's a long line after me of those who are seeking the exact same thing. So this time I killed your scribe. you can kill me, but that's not going to do much because there's a long line after me. If I could get in here and kill the person next to you, this is a not too thinly veiled threat, or not too thickly veiled threat. It's pretty apparent what he's saying. Is this true? Well, we go back to thinking about what Mucius was about. He seemed to be this lone, noble adolescent. Everyone else in Rome didn't have this idea. So he's really talking trash right now and talking a big game. He can't really back this up. But what else is he going to do? He's back up against the wall. And as it said earlier in the passage from a few lessons ago, metuendus magis quam metuens. Even among such terrible fortune as Mucius was finding himself, he was still someone to be feared rather than fearing himself. This is why it's one of these moral stories that Livy's telling us about how great Rome used to be and what its founders were. Were these things kind of mythologized and made up? Absolutely. But of course, I mean, I think we see even in our own times that sometimes one person can make a difference, and if you call the other person's bluff right in a poker game, you can walk away with all the the rewards, right? That's what he's doing here. He's doubling down, even though he doesn't really have much in his hand. We'll see how this turns out. So proinda in hoc discriminem sig juvat accingere. So proinda, we've seen this before. From this point, henceforth, moving forward, in hoc discrimen. So this is going to take the accusative, so that's a short... in can take either the ablative or the accusative, as we know. Hoc is working with discrimen, so this is clearly accusative. So we're not exactly talking about a place in, but kind of a place toward. So what we have here is, from this point, in this discrimen, this critical junction, this crucial moment, you're in the thick of things, you're in the crucible, Lars Porsena. If it helps, juvat, or kind of impersonal here, accingere. So this is somewhat dismissive too. Like, yeah, well, you might as well try. And what does accingere mean? Well, gird oneself. This is put on your armor, your belt. We might say, I mean, he's not being this so dismissive here, but Gaius Mucius is almost saying, put on your big boy pants, all right, if it helps, because for the purpose of ut in singulas horas. So singuli, or singuli, what would it be? Singula. So this is plural only. That's why its endings are just our masculine, feminine, and neuter plurals. This word means kind of, we're going to separate them individually, talking about a plural thing. So we can do the same thing with single in English, in single hours, and that means just in a few hours, or we're not thinking about hours in just this limitless capacity, but every hour on the hour, you should be a little bit worried. All right, that's kind of that in singular hours. So again, these are accusative plurals working as the objects of the preposition in. And then we get demikes. So this is from demiko, which is a first conjugation verb. So that's a are, we, that sort of thing. Fairly regular. We're used to this. So to have an ending in long es, that's going to be our present subjunctive. That's what we're looking at here. So present, because that's kind of the time that we're talking about, or looking into the future, but remember there's no future subjunctive. And why are we in the subjunctive at all? Because we're in this ut clause. Prepare yourself for this purpose, that in a few hours, or in just countable hours, you will fight, you will struggle, capite tuo. So what is capite? Well, it's from caput, capitis, neuter, and it means head. But as we say, a capital crime, a capital crime or capital offense means your life is on the line. This also means life, but that's because standard mode of execution back in the day, beheading. So If you're fighting for your head, you're also fighting for your life. So, and then why then? Because we've got an ablative here, right? We might thinking fighting with your head. This could be an ablative of means or instrument, right? Well, yes, but ablatives can do a lot of things. We've already seen a few. So let me scroll down just to get a little bit more room here. We've got ablative of means. We got ablative of instrument. Those are basically the same things. With a person, and we can use a or ab, we get this ablative of agent, by hostibus, ab hostibus, something like that. We've also seen description, right, with the scribe wearing this ornate, costume. Here, what we have is a ablative of price or value or worth. This is often a way that one uses the ablative to mark the price of something. So you're fighting at the cost, at the peril of your head. If you lose the fight, you lose your life. So put on some big boy pants if it helps in this crucial moment, because in any moment, in singular hours, you will be fighting for your life. Sword and enemy. So we got two direct objects here. We don't know exactly how these are going to work, but the que is connecting them. Remember, you always put the enclitic add-on que after the second unit in the list. So it's really a way of saying iron and enemy. So and again, we know what this means. This means sword. So a sword and an enemy in vestibolo, in your vestibule, in your kind of forechamber, you will have regia. So we already know that regius is royal. So if we just were to say regiae, feminine, we'd be making a noun, right, out of the royal feminine thing. Well, if we take this to mean house or palace, the royal palace, that's what regia means. Regia, regiae, feminine is palace. Oops, sorry again. So that's what we've got going on here. You will have, or you may have, and again, what is this? This is again a present subjunctive, right? He eats a giant fiat, as we say, but as I say, you all